Hi Lee, how are you? Can you? Hi everyone. Hi, that's Sashu, Jay Raisin, Eduardo. Okay, so we have a full house. Hello, Vasquez Hector. Hi, Eduardo. Yeneb Grofov. Hi everyone. Okay, well, welcome to another episode of Women in STEM Wednesdays. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring our producer. Bear with me.
Woman in STEM Wednesday. What's up, Sandra?
Hi Lee, how are you? Let me go back more
Oh
so you
yeah,
can see me. I
cut off your
know,
head a little bit.
I know. I fixed my light actually, so maybe I'll just put it here so
There
you
we
can
go.
see
What's
me
going
better.
on, everybody? Everybody, welcome to Women in STEM Wednesday. I'm happy to join on behalf of STEMedia today.
I
Let's see, we
know.
got a lot of people coming through.
Oh,
Brienne,
nice.
what's up, Brienne? We have the guest of honor is already in the building. Vicky Davis, hey. Juan, what's up? What's up? Sandra, did you already ask everybody where they're joining from?
No, not yet. So thank you for reminding me.
Yeah,
Let's
where are y'all
everybody
joining from? Go ahead.
tell us your school, your city, where are you quarantining from? Are
Yeah.
you not quarantining anymore? Hi Josh. I am I am I
I
don't
am
know.
Jelly.
I am Josh.
Josh, Florida. We got Cali. Eduardo coming from Cali. New Zealand. Wow. It's
Fort Worth,
international,
Texas.
Sandra.
New Zealand, yes. San Diego. And yes, we can support your cause. Just write us here and we'll try to give you a shout out.
Hmm.
Brasil, Victor,
Brazil in the building.
eu falo um pouquinho.
Detroit, the D. Shout out to
Nigeria.
D-Town. Nigeria. All right, all right.
Yeah. Wow,
Niger
that's
love.
nice. Awesome. Okay, so it seems like we have a full house. So I was telling
Hmm.
everybody, um, thank you for joining us for another episode, episode 24. I cannot believe it's been 24 weeks
I
of
know.
us
I know.
doing this. So real quick, just saying thank you to Engineer Memes, guys. He's feeling a little sick. I think a cold is like knocking us
Yeah.
all down one by
Yes.
one. So
Yes.
hope you feel better. So a lot
Yes,
of
Eduardo.
love to you. And yes, and I was telling everybody that you produce the show, and yes,
Hmm.
and I think everybody knows me from Papaya. So if you need any help with any of your engineering classes, use free 30. I'll type here, and you can
Yes.
use free 30 at Papaya.
Absolutely.
And then,
Absolutely.
Nee, do you wanna tell everybody where they can rewatch the show or read about our
Yeah.
book?
So yeah, STEM Media is also hosting this show right now on YouTube. So shout out to the YouTube audience, people who are watching this either live, simulcast it, or a replay. Um, we love to help you and empower your STEM journey. So if you need the technical assistance, you have Papaya Tutors right there for you, help you get through your classes. If you're looking for mentorship, some encouragement, some empowerment, we got you covered at STEM Media through our events. We have some webinars scheduled as well, and then just mentorship, whether it be someone ahead of you or a peer mentorship. We like to provide that. So absolutely, you're in the right place. Whatever you need, you can find it right here on this live, right, Sandra? Whatever they need.
Yes, yes, and we also have a blog. So if you want to read about this, or you don't really, we also have the blog, so you can also read about our lovely guest tonight
Yes.
in our blog. So, Neat, you want to do the honors and tell us a little about who we have tonight?
Sure. All right, all right. I see it. Eduardo said he need a couple more days to feel better. Eduardo, take those couple of days, and you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. But tonight, yes, our guest is Miss Anna Ampaw. Now she is known as Anna the Chemist right here on Instagram, and she is in her fifth year of her PhD program. So the final home stretch of getting that PhD at the University of Ottawa,
Mm-hmm.
and she's in and planning on going into postdoctoral studies after that at the University of Toronto. So she is in the lab doing her thing. During the pandemic, she actually started a nonprofit organization known as EFEMS. I think I'm pronouncing it right. But their goal, Sandra, is to encourage women in Africa to continue up the STEM ladder and thrive in their fields. So, hey, that's perfect for
Nice.
tonight, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I
Right.
love that. So do you want to bring
So,
her in? What and then
yes, we can bring Anna on. I can't wait to ask her some questions and everybody who's in the lab. So get the hearts, y'all. Tap the hearts. Let's give her a nice warm welcome here on Instagram. Tap the hearts. Give her a lot of love. There she is.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hey.
hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. I'm good. How so me talk to not just introduce you. So do you want to tell us a little more? Anything that we missed? Anything that you wanna, like talk about specifically today?
Um, yeah, I mean, kind of said it all in my bio.
Yes.
But yes, hi everyone. My name is Anna. Like Naima said, I'm in my last stretch of my PhD.
Yes.
It's funny. I posted a meme today, which was like I think it was like an animal running on a slide, and it was like when you're in your fifth year PhD and you can't see the finish line, and that's like literally how I feel because like I thought I would be done now. Like my goal is
Hmm.
I'll finish July 2021, but I'm still in the writing process, and even that process is very extensive. And then so I'm like, okay, August I'll be done. But now I'm like, I'm pushing it to like, okay, maybe September, oh, maybe October. So yeah, I'm in that last stretch and it's tiring, but I'm also excited at the same time because I just want to start something new. You know, it's been a long
Yeah.
5 years, so really just want to kind of move on and start something new. But a little bit about myself, like you said, I started a nonprofit organization this past winter, actually. And it's just pretty much to encourage more women to go into STEM in Ghana and in Africa as a whole, because my background is Kenyan. I don't know if there's any people from Ghana on here, but
All right. All right. But so, and you say your background is Kenyan,
no,
but
sorry,
you
Ghana, from Ghana.
Ghana. Okay, Ghana. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
We have Lillian who helps out a lot with the shows on the
yeah,
team, who
yeah,
has a similar background. So yeah, shout out to Lillian.
Is
yeah.
she also
Shout out to
from Ghana,
Lillian.
Lillian?
Yeah, she's also from Ghana too.
Oh, you're like, yeah, she.
Yeah. Yeah, so over there, like, I mean, you know how we have the gender disparity here in STEM where there's less females? Over there, it's even worse, right? Where
Mm,
females are literally discouraged from going into STEM fields. And typically, what you see is that, there's a lot of outreach programs to get women to, go into STEM at a younger age, but there's nothing to help maintain them in STEM, right? So once they
right.
get to like undergrad, then you see them falling off, see them probably go into teaching and other things like that. But there's nothing to actually help pull them through like grad school and doing a PhD and afterwards and like having a successful career in STEM. So that's kind of what our focus is. And we're taking the approach of just kind of helping them build their skills. Because what I found during grad school is that when I felt like I was more confident in like a skill, then I did better, right? And
Mm,
so
Hmm.
hmm.
you know that you're more confident in public speaking and like you've practiced public speaking, you'll be a better public speaker, right? If
Yeah.
you know that you've worked on your writing skills and you're able to write papers, then you'll be more confident with writing. So we kind of just want to build their confidence in that aspect and teach them those skills that you're expected to learn in grad school, but no one really teaches you.
Mm,
So
hmm.
Me actually knows all about public speaking. So while you guys are both talking about public speaking, how about we review some memes? But yeah, you
I
can.
know. Let's kick it off. Yeah, definitely. Because I have a lot to ask you about grad school and, as you said, public speaking, because I
uh,
have a similar background. I did the PhD, so I know exactly what you're talking
yeah,
about. Um, but we'll get into it after our introductory meme review. And for those who don't know, who are just watching this, that's where we pull on the screen memes hand selected by our guest, Anna, here today. And we're going to talk about their relevance and how they connect to her STEM journey and just STEM journeys in general. So are you ready for the first one, Anna?
yes.
So here we go.
So
How it started. Go ahead.
Yeah, so that was definitely me. At the cusp of starting grad school, I was like so joyful and like, and I didn't really know what to expect because I personally didn't know
Hmm.
anyone that was doing doing grad school in like a STEM field, and so I was all like happy-go-lucky, ready to start my research. And this is
Yeah.
the picture on the right is definitely me now. I'm just like I'm ready to leave.
Come on. I know. And that's both Leonardo DiCaprio, where you see him as a young boy, young, clean face, and
Yeah.
then he's like, yeah, yeah. You know, it's crazy. Like, I think as she pulls up the next one, it's an engineering major, studying engineering, because I did a PhD thing too. You know, at the beginning, you're like, I'm going to change the world. I might get a Nobel Prize for this.
Yeah.
Who knows? This is about to be the best research in the world. But at the end, he's like, can I just finish? Can you give me the degree already? Is
Yeah.
that how you feel?
Oh, definitely. Sorry, I'm just reading someone's comment. They're like, her skin looks so good as an engineer getting their PhD. Yeah, no, during this time, like writing my thesis, my skin definitely broke out for sure
Wow.
because of this.
Wow.
Yeah, so maybe it's the lighting that you're seeing, but
Hey, there you go. That's a compliment. What
Good
we got
lighting.
next, Sandra? You
So
got another one?
so
Oh,
we actually now we're trying to like space them out. That way
okay. Oh, yeah,
we
yeah.
can keep going. But I actually wanted to ask you, Anna, while we I want to know more about like how you got where you are. So what made you study chemistry, and were you good at math in school? Were you always like an A student? How did this happen?
yeah, so I've always been like pretty good at school. Yeah, I guess you can say that I've always gotten like, B's, A's. In high school, I mean, in high school, I found it easy. I think it was most difficult for me getting into undergrad and into my undergraduate degree. And I did notice that I liked chemistry, but I wasn't really passionate about it. And I liked it because I was good at it. Like it kind of took me no effort to do well in chemistry, unlike bio or physics, where I really had to work super hard, right? And so with chemistry, it wasn't like my first choice. I always say that chemistry chose me and I didn't choose chemistry because my goal in life was actually to be a dentist. So I had this weird obsession with teeth and I still kind of do.
She's
Yeah.
looking at our teeth, Sandra.
Yeah.
Me here has like a like a
No,
perfect
Sandra
smile
got it.
here.
Yeah, I know.
Sandra and Sandra.
You guys both have amazing teeth, but
Thank you.
yeah, I had a weird obsession with teeth. I even started a whole YouTube page or YouTube account on like teeth. Yeah, don't even try to look me up because you won't be able to.
Oh, we're looking it up. We're definitely looking it up.
You
Everybody
won't
in
be
the
able to
chat is
find
looking at
it.
it.
Um,
Got
but,
you.
but after several attempts of trying to get into dental school, even with like really good grades, and I scored well on the DATs as well, I didn't get in. And so I attempted two times before I graduated my undergrad degree, and I didn't gain acceptance. So then, as a backup, I was just like, okay, let me just get a master's to maybe better my chances of getting in. But again, I didn't intend to use that master's. It was just kind of like a gateway to get into dental school. Um,
Mm.
and so did my master's in chemistry because again, I was good at it and I didn't mind it. Like I thought it was interesting. And so during my master's, I attempted to get into dental school again, didn't get in. And so I remember the third time I applied, I didn't get in. Like I literally like my world was crushed because it's like, okay, what am I actually going to do with my life? Because I had no plan B. So when I graduated my master's in chemistry, I was looking for jobs and everything, but I didn't find any job that I liked. And I applied to some, but I didn't really get into interviews. So with a master's, I was working at Starbucks, I was teaching piano, and I was tutoring. And I was doing that for,
Nice.
Piano.
yeah, I was doing that
Yeah.
for months. And then just randomly, I went to go visit one of my old professors from undergrad just to say hi. And he was just asking me what I was doing in my life, and I was like, "Well, I'm working at Starbucks." And so he offered me a PhD position. It was like we have room in our lab, and I had worked in his lab previously in undergrad just for a term, and so I knew their research, and I did like it. So, and I wasn't doing anything at that time, so it's like, I mean, I might as well just do a PhD in chemistry.
Let me ask you this though, really quick, because
Yeah.
that sounds crazy. You're talking about I might as well do a PhD. Like you just, oh, okay, we'll move from Starbucks to a PhD, no biggie. But as you were tutoring, I'm also thinking about, were you ever in need of a tutor yourself? Like, did you ever have an extremely hard class in your path towards your PhD that you were like, hey, I need some help myself?
Um, no. Well, I did have hard classes. Physics by far was the most difficult class. Even to this day, I still
Uh,
don't understand physics. I don't know how you guys do it, but
Physics is serious. Physics
I
is
do
serious.
not understand it like at all. But no, I never really got a tutor, to be honest. I think I
Yeah,
was just always so used to tutoring that I never really thought of getting a tutor. But it definitely would
got you.
have been helpful for physics.
Oh no,
It,
tutors is like the cheat
yeah.
code, right? Right, Xander? Go ahead.
I mean, I think that because I was actually talking about this, but like I needed a tutor. I think engineers just don't get tutors because we think we're too smart. But then, like we're like, oh, I can figure this out. Like, like, and then it becomes like a battle between you and that physics class. And you're like, oh, I'm gonna figure it out. But then it,
Hmm.
like, to me, it's also like waste of time. So, you know what I mean? How many hours? Like, there has to be like a break even, point where like, okay, like you can figure it out. But at one point, at what point you're actually wasting time. And I couldn't afford to waste time. Like I like had to go to work full time to pay for school. So that's why I
Hmm.
got tutors.
Mm,
And I couldn't pass like my programming class. I think I dropped. And that the second time I took it, that's where I got a tutor. Programming was a whole new world for me. So, like I knew physics, math, I could figure it out. And I wish
Hmm.
I just got a tutor before because to me it was like somebody that just knows. It's kind of like, like you're looking in the dark for something, and it's like somebody like having a flashlight. And it's like, here it is. It's not
yeah.
like cheating because they're
Hmm.
teaching
Yeah.
you the way instead of
Hmm.
you like trying to learn in 4 or 5 hours or overnight.
Hmm.
Hmm.
You can just like save that time and like have somebody who's really good at something teach you in 1 hour.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree.
and we
Somebody
have
says that
physics
Anna,
help.
right? Somebody says Anna is the best tutor too. Someone gave you some love, Anna,
Yeah.
in the chat. So I
Oh,
think it's
hey
always good
Romeo.
when you find a good tutor, and that's what Papaya Tutors actually provide. Like, I feel like the best tutors know how to speak to you in a way that you understand, that isn't like trying to be too theoretical, isn't
Hmm.
trying to be so textbook and like rigid. It's like, all right, here's basically what you're doing here, right? And you kind of break it down. And I'm assuming you do that as well, finding that you have, shout out to Romeo, that's giving you props. And that's what like a lot of the people on Papaya Tutors actually do. There are individuals who are not too far removed from where you are. They understand it. They can explain it to you in a way that you understand it. And I say cheat code not because it's cheating, but it's like like Sandra said, it's like a time saver. It's like a bridge shining a light on the thing. So I think tutoring is just a phenomenal
Thank,
resource for
thank
people
Hmm.
you,
in school.
me. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
it is. It is. We only hire tutors that can explain it. We as part of our interview process, we asked them, "Can you explain this to me as if I was 5 years old?" And
Boom.
only if they can break it down in a digestible way, then they can be tutors at Papaya. So there you have
Yeah.
it. So thank you, me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Um, So I was gonna ask you what made you wanna get a PhD in chemistry, but you just talked about like how like you just didn't want to be a barista and wanted to. Uh,
Pretty much, yeah.
You were a smart barista though, I tell you that. A very intelligent barista.
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah. So what did the like you say? What you say was some of the things that when you got in grad school, because being that you just went in, almost like, okay, why don't I go? I'm sure there were some things that you had to learn that you didn't quite know ahead of time. And so I'm wondering, like, what are some of those like tips for graduate students who maybe like you, like, I guess I'll go get a PhD or I guess I'll go to grad school, but they don't know what's awaiting them. That now in your fifth year, you can say, all right, here's some tips for my young graduate students out there.
Yeah, that learning curve is so steep when you get into grad school. Like, I think I went through the learning curve the first year and a half because
Hmm.
just like looking at my, just the way I worked and like my experiments and everything was just a whole learning experience for the first year. But the one thing I would say is to definitely write everything down, like everything. And you'll find it so useful at the end of your studies when you're actually writing your thesis, because sometimes, especially in, some fields, you're doing experiments. And with experiments, sometimes you just get so used to um, you get used to doing it over and over again that it's almost like routine, but like the little nitpicky things you don't really remember. And so I realized when I was writing my thesis that like there's a lot of things that I didn't include in my notes. Just yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that meme is so accurate because I will like be like, oh yeah, I'll remember this for sure. Ask me like a minute later, I have no idea, you know. I just
I
don't know.
feel you.
So definitely write everything down. I can't stress it enough. But also, the one thing that I found really helped me was just not putting my worth in my work, right? So not putting my worth in like my results, not putting my work in just like the papers that I write and everything. Because like during the first year of grad school, and during my PhD, I didn't really produce anything tangible that I can show that like this is what I did in my first year, right? And I remember just getting so depressed and so down during that first year because I was working, but like nothing was literally working out. Um,
Right.
but the thing is like in STEM, that's very normal, you know, where you do several experiments, things don't work out, so you try over and over again. You switch the methods and you know
Hmm.
everything. So I find that sometimes, like as STEM students, we can get consumed in the results, and we can allow that to define who we are. And so, yeah, I would definitely say that you're definitely worth a lot more than your results.
Yeah.
You're worth a lot more than your experiments. So I wouldn't put my worth in that specifically.
Yeah.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Mhm.
Quick question. So, what do you think is the biggest difference between being an undergrad and a grad student?
Yeah, there's a huge difference. I personally, as much stress as it is, I love being a grad student compared to undergrad because I feel like during undergrad, like I didn't really learn a lot. I mean,
Hmm.
like we were learning, but it was just like cramming to take tests and to get good grades, right? But I wasn't actually like learning and digesting information. But in grad school, it's a whole different story because a lot of times you're teaching yourself. And so you're actually taking the time to teach yourself and to learn a specific field. Whereas in undergrad, it's very broad, right? So it's like if you go into a chemistry undergraduate program, you're going to be learning about inorganic chemistry, organic chemistry, probably computational chemistry, biochemistry. Like there's so much, right? But when you go into grad school, you're focusing on a specific field, and even within that field, a specific topic. So it's like it's easier to become an expert at that as
Hmm.
well. You also get to add, right? Like you also get to add to
Yeah.
the field as a grad student by doing experiments, figuring things out, creating things. So it's a nice experience. As difficult as it is, it's actually a nice experience.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I think I add on to that because, when I was in grad school, I look at it as you're going like a mile deep and an inch wide. Like undergrad, you're going like an inch deep and a mile wide. So you're going about these classes over here, art history and English and like stuff that is important, I'm sure, but it's not always like in your area of interest,
Exactly.
right? But when you get into grad school, it's like, oh, you're about to go deep into a specific area. Um, and so you not only is it your classes like that, but your projects, your lab work. And so I'm wondering, like, as you got into grad school, have you done kind of already a range of projects and experiments that you can say, this part of it, I really, really found interesting. Like, what was your most interesting project in grad school?
So I'd probably say what I'm doing now in my PhD. Um, I don't want to, go into an in-depth explanation because it would just take forever. But
A
generally,
little bit, a little bit, a
yeah, a
little
little
bit.
bit. Generally, and in the most basic language, what we're doing is we're trying to improve the cryopreservation methods of different cell types. So if you guys are familiar with cryopreservation, do you guys kind of know a little
Crowd
bit?
preservation, like
Yeah.
preserving the crowd, basically.
No,
That's my deductive.
cryopreservation. So
Oh,
like,
cryo cold, like low
yeah,
temperatures.
Oh,
Got
exactly.
you,
okay.
Yeah.
got
I was
you. Oh
about to
yeah,
say.
Yeah.
of course,
Yeah. So
yeah.
you know Captain America, how he like freezes and come back to life like years later?
Boom.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're not working on like humans like that. We're working at the cellular level. So we're trying to help improve the methods of cryopreservation. Just because it's needed for different cellular therapies, and we need to preserve different cell types for a long period of time. But the one thing that happens when you freeze different cells is that obviously with freezing, ice damage happens, right? And this process called ice recrystallization, where ice crystals grow larger and larger at like the freezing and thawing stages, that can cause damage to cells. So we're trying to prevent the ice crystals from growing larger so that we can have more viable cells like afterwards when you thaw the cells and you're ready to use them.
That
So
is so interesting. I
yeah,
never thought about the ice crystals. So the mechanism of saving and preserving this, y'all gotta give her some hearts if you found that interesting. The mechanism for saving it also can end up hurting it if the ice begins to grow to the point that it's now damaging the cells. That's
exactly.
really interesting. So you kind of trying to balance the pros and the cons
Yeah,
going on
yeah,
dynamically in this thing.
exactly.
Okay,
And the way we're trying to do that is we make small carbohydrate molecules, pretty much, that can help prevent the ice from growing larger.
got it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was about to ask you, can you explain it to me like I'm five? But then Nia just did it, just did that. So that's
Oh,
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so while we're in that topic, what does this mean? Like, and I guess we can play what does this mean? But yeah, like
Oh,
what does this mean?
I just thought that was a hilarious meme because often like you see hairstyles like that, but I would never make the correlation to that's, the F1 versus ATP series. I don't know. I just thought it was a really funny, nerdy meme. So yeah.
Yeah. No, I got it because like in a barbershop for sure, a lot of times you just kind of give it like the nickname, your hairstyle or your haircut, the nickname, and like the barber's like, "Yo, what you want, fam?" And it's
Yeah.
like, "Give me that." I don't even know what it is. Give me the F1 portion of an ATP.
It's like say no
Say no
more.
more. She, she got it. She got it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You ever
okay.
got that? You ever got that, Anna? You ever got that A1 portion ATP Chanel?
No, no, but I will. I will. I'll try it definitely for sure.
Got it.
But
Got
I
you.
have a couple of questions for both of you actually. So, well, we're on the topic of grad and undergrad, right? And going in depth. So, what do you think are the biggest differentiators? Like, what would you advise me if I'm an undergrad versus if I'm a grad student? And when you say grad student, you mean PhD, right?
Mhm.
Okay,
Sorry, were you asking me or were you asking?
both.
Well, Anna, I'm
Oh,
with you. I'm behind you.
okay.
I got your. I'm like your second. Go ahead.
Okay. Um, okay, so sorry. So you're asking what I would advise an undergraduate student versus a graduate student?
Yes, yes.
Um, for undergrad, what I would advise, and something that I really wish that I did, is just
Mm.
because in a lot of programs you can take different electives, right? So you don't have to just stick to your field courses. I would definitely recommend taking electives in other fields because for me, I always just took science electives, right? And so now, like, because I'm still in science, kind of all I know is science. But I kind of wish I expanded my knowledge by taking courses in like sociology to know a little bit about that, and to become more well-rounded, just as a person. So I would definitely say step outside of like your comfort zone in undergrad and take courses that aren't directly related to your program for undergrad, at least.
That's really
Indeed,
good.
indeed.
What about you, Nee? What do you
What's
recommend?
you already know what I'm gonna recommend. Find a mentor and find, I guess I would say, a mentor, right? Like somebody that you can kind of go to for advice that's familiar with your path. Again, they don't necessarily need to be someone that's like world renowned. We think about this so formally. Like, I gotta go find this guy who won or this girl that won these awards and ask them to be my mentor. No, really, you can find someone that's just a couple of steps ahead of you, someone that may have already taken the class that you're struggling with right now. Just find someone and don't feel like we were saying with the tutoring part, don't feel like you have to figure out every step of the way yourself. Someone can guide you about what classes to take. They can give you some
Mm-hmm.
idea or insight on an internship, right? Should I go to Boeing or should I go to Lumis Automation, right? Like you can find people that can give you insight on just whatever step you're on in your journey. So mentorship is huge, and I think it's one of those things where, particularly in, I would say, communities that I'm a part of, African American community, women in STEM community, like we are supposed to help each other, right? We're supposed to lift as we climb.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the same way that you go and look for a mentor, you're probably going to also have to be a mentor in some way or shape or form for somebody else as well. So mentorship is my advice, I would say, for undergrad and grad for that matter.
So, so people who are looking for mentors can also reach out to uni and STEMedia,
Sure.
correct? And you can help them. And I think that's so true on both areas. So to um, start with the latter, you're right because I had, I guess, a friend who was like a mentor. He would tell me, where to go, what to join, and I joined Chef.
Mm-hmm.
And because of Chef, I got my job at like this fancy technology firm that would have never looked at me had I not joined them. And I think it's the same with SWE and Nesby because you are um, given so many opportunities, like doing conferences, engineering challenges. So it is very important to have somebody who's like you said, 2 or 3 steps ahead of you to guide the way or kind of just pull you with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Anna, I did take Latin American Revolution.
That's so
For
interesting.
yeah,
I
yeah,
like that.
I
I like
got
that.
very into it, very, very into it. I got a little protester in college, so yes. So love both of your advices. Ani, do
Yeah.
you have the next one or
Yeah.
question?
So I was interested about, we talked about your organization that you started back when you were in, oh, not back, this last year,
Yeah.
right? And you talked about how you want to encourage more women in the space. Obviously, we're doing this here with Women in STEM Wednesdays. But now, we're talking about things that are sort of like even beyond just the technical lab stuff, the numbers, right? And the formulas and all that, which is really much bigger. And so I would just have to ask you, do you feel like, you found sort of like a calling or like a greater purpose, as people call it, we call it a number of things, calling, my purpose, my
Yeah.
way. Like, would you say that's part of what has driven you to do even more than just what you do in the lab?
Yeah, definitely. I would say that part of my calling is definitely to help people along the way. And I think that's everyone's calling, to be honest, because we're never
Hmm.
meant to be just like an island, by ourselves. We're always meant to help people and bring people up as we keep on going higher and higher. And so, yeah, I don't really know where the passion came from, just to, help people to get into STEM and to help more women to get into STEM. I don't really know where it came from, but
Yeah.
I think just the difficulties that I faced, like going through grad school, I was just like, nah, like no one can do this. Like I don't want anyone
Yeah.
to go through like what I've gone through because like I've suffered, like
Yeah.
it's difficult. So I think just because of that, I was like, let me at least do what I can to help people avoid the mistakes that I made and to help people's lives be a bit easier, at least, going through grad
Yes.
school. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what motivates me too with STEM media, because I think one of the things I struggle with was just seeing images that I could relate to, whether it be on screen or in the textbook or just around me. It's like I love engineering, I like STEM, I love what I'm doing, but I also really like the NBA and I really like this type of music, right? And there's like this culture, right, that sometimes seems to be filtered out
Hmm.
of STEM that I wanted to infuse back in. And just having that culture and that identification that people can see, I think encourages people to stay with it, encourages people to say, this is a place for me. And I see your posts on social media, right, that really speak to that. You, Anna, of
Hmm.
course, Eduardo has done a great job with collecting all these memes on Engineering Memes Guide and just shows so many different aspects that people can relate to in so many different ways. But no, I agree with you. It's all about helping people, all about inspiring people, and that in fact is a calling. So I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
I like actually that's how I met Nee. It's because I was trying to build brand awareness with Papaya, and I stumbled upon his account, and I was like, oh, he's already doing that. I should just partner with him because I don't, like to me, my, the way that I'm helping is providing affordable, like, you know, quote unquote cheap tutoring, like affordable to everybody, not just to the people who have the money to pay $45 an hour.
Mhm.
Uh, so the build I was building, but I wanted to show that that there were more people than just like your regular traditional students, and me shows like black and brown students killing it in engineering, and I
Hmm.
love that. So yeah, so thank you to both of you for building that awareness.
Yeah.
And I am gonna, okay, so before we run out of time, I wanted to share this other one as we're talking about helping. And yeah, so this, so
Oh
this,
yeah. This is yeah. So
It's
this one,
heavy.
I know. I think I saw this meme like years ago, probably back in like 2018 when memes were just becoming, to become a thing. And it spoke to me so much because it's so true that like growth and comfort, you can't, like growth and comfort aren't always in the same area, right? You need to get out of
Mhm.
your comfort zone in order to grow. So yeah, this just really spoke out to me a lot for sure.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. Y'all got to give some hearts for this meme. If that speaks to you, y'all got to give some hearts. We got to get our viewers engaged. Please give some heart. It's crazy because even with our bodies, Anna, like when we're going through growth spurts, like our bones kind of go through a period of discomfort. Like our muscles have to kind of like change in order to support sort of the new structure that's even coming about in our lives. So like
Yeah.
really, in order to grow, it really means a shedding and a letting go of what was comfortable before. So I totally agree. Like once soon as you get the material in one level or one class, guess what? It's time for you to take another class,
Exactly. Yep. So
right?
true.
Exactly.
Right.
No,
And
I
even
love it.
even with PhD, yeah.
Hmm.
And that this speaks to me something that I was talking with Eduardo. He and I talked to you briefly about this, Anna. It's about like challenging yourself. Like yes,
Mm,
engineering is challenging. I wouldn't say, and like you said, right? Like I wouldn't say it's hard, but it's challenging. But you
Hmm.
find joy in the challenge. Like when you know what I mean?
right.
Like it's a struggle, 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 and then you figure it out, and you like feel like you're on top of the world. You're like, you can, I don't know, like I used to feel like that, especially when I finish exercises before my male uh, uh, classmates. But I was like, I got this. Like, like every time, like I figure something out before them, like, or I was teaching them. It was
Hmm.
like, it was beautiful. But yes, you have to put in the practice. You have to, and that builds confidence. But yeah, I mean, Anna, I know you want to talk more about this and encouraging people to join these STEM careers because they're
Yeah.
fun. They're fun. Yeah. So like Anna.
Yeah, like I remember when I was talking to you yesterday, I was mentioning how everything is always hard until you work at it, right? Like
Hmm.
think about when you were a child. Riding a bicycle was so hard, but now we're pros. We can ride with no hands, right? Well,
Yep.
some of us, I still can,
No
but
hands.
I still can't ride a bicycle, but that's
it's
another.
okay. It's never too late. It's never too late to learn. But yeah, like just having that mentality that like of course everything is going to be hard until you actually work at it can really get you through STEM, right? Because STEM is challenging for sure. It takes a lot of effort,
Hmm.
a lot of brain power. My brain's always exhausted at the end of the day, just for reading papers and all that. But at the end of the day, like working at it continuously, it gets easier bit by bit, right? So I would never
Yeah.
tell anyone that STEM is hard, don't get into a STEM career. I would say that it's challenging, but at the end of the day, it's fulfilling because, again, it puts
Hmm.
you the discomfort and you're able to grow, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. That's what E. Gill says in the comment. He says some people enjoy the unknown and uncomfort.
yeah,
Almost like being comfortable being uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like knowing that okay, there's going to be discomfort, there's going to be a unknown, an uneasiness phase, but at the end of this, guess what? I'll understand how to improve cryopreservation. Like at the end of this, I'll have a PhD. At the end of this, right? The tutor will help me figure this thing out. At the end of this,
Mhm.
I'll be a person that doesn't just need mentoring, but I can help someone else because of what I've been through. And so,
Exactly.
yeah, it's part of it.
Hmm.
And the key is to not give up, right? That's that's
Yes.
that's the only. I would say that like failure is just stop trying. Like when you
Hmm.
stop
Hmm.
trying, that's when you fail.
Exactly.
And I think who was this? Who was it? Thomas Edison that said that I just found like 999 ways that didn't work. Uh,
Yeah.
and I think that that's great, and I think that when we should normalize the challenging part because, to your point, it is fulfilling. It was
Yeah.
fulfilling for me, and even when you join the STEM workforce, like solving, like being a problem solver at heart, and like just figuring things out, like and being resourceful. I think that I don't know, like you find fulfillment in that, and like when things are brain stimulating, you
Mm.
need to do that for for yourself too. Like stimulate your mind, your body, like
Yeah.
it's all in
Mhm.
conjunction, like your soul. So love that. sorry for deviating, but okay. So
Oh, it's
before
okay.
because I know that me has like the next questions, but do you want to do the last meme?
Sure. I don't even remember what I sent you, to be honest.
I'm excited. It's like a surprise for everyone.
Yeah.
Ready for the next meme? Here's the next meme, y'all.
I said that because
You
that
know,
is me to the T. Because I'm such an introvert. Like, I'm like, introvert just defines me, right? Like, I love people. I love, one-on-one conversations, like what we're doing now. I love that. But for me, and this is no offense to anyone that talks a lot, we need people like you in the world. But sometimes the people that just talk a lot, I just can't, and I'll just end up zoning out, and I'll be like, mm-hmm, but I'm really not listening.
Oh wow. I'm feeling called out.
no, I think I'm on the other side of this for real. Like, I have some introverted ways, but like when you get into you start geeking out about something, but you can tell the other person has no idea what you're talking about, but you're already in the vibe. Like, I'm already talking about engineering right now, so I'm just going, and they don't know what I'm talking about, so they just hit me with mm-hmm. But it's like, all right, they don't understand. Their eyes are glazed over, but I gotta finish it. I gotta finish it.
I'm laughing because I'm like, that just happened to me.
No, honestly, we need talkers in the world. I feel like we need talkers and we need introverts, right? But
Uh-huh.
I take talkers in doses, just myself.
In doses.
Yeah, I have to take
Let me give you a dose of talking about this right now.
You
Is
guys
that
have
too
made
much?
me
No,
cry.
let me put a little bit back. Okay, here you go. I'll give you a little bit of talking. The world needs that though, right? Because like introverts are gonna be like, hey, I don't have much. I'm gonna hang on to this right now.
Exactly.
Sandra, you give out big doses. Sandra, you give out big doses, and so they're like,
I'm crying because I'm like, I've done this before. I definitely have to. When it comes to tech, I definitely nerd out. But yeah, this is funny. I'm like crying.
you struck a nerve with that one, Anna.
I
You struck a
know.
nerve. She knows exactly what you're talking about.
I'm like, okay, the
So
third
relatable.
okay, that's
The
when I
ver-
stop.
the third, that's when it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay,
Like, okay, wrap it up.
you've
Wrap it
exceeded.
up.
You got a three limit. You got a three limit.
Exactly.
Is that the safe zone, or do you think the second one? I mean, when do we know when to stop? I mean,
Yeah.
wow.
You gotta tutor us on that, and as an introvert, you gotta give us a number. When you get the second one, all right, you're in the yellow now.
Yeah, exactly. When you get the third one, you need to wrap it up.
You wrap it up.
Wow.
Start playing the music. I got you. Well, let me ask you this though, like, and I love this conversation because that particular meme, I have to be honest with you, I don't think we've had a meme like that, and like tied it in with STEM, Sandra. I don't know, like that
No.
particular one, I think was really unique, and you just brought a different perspective. So, like on Women in STEM Wednesday, you brought a different perspective, and that's one of the reasons for, I guess, diversity, even in STEM as a whole, when we talk about technical things. And so, talk a little bit about the importance, as you see it, for diversity in STEM and having more women, having more backgrounds represented.
Yeah, I think diversity is very important in STEM specifically, just because STEM, like the different STEM fields, you often create, right? So they're very creative fields. And the one thing that I find is that depending on where you grew up and your background, your outlook on life is different, right? And the way that you react to different situations is completely different. Like for example, like I said, I'm from Ghana. My parents are like, pure Ghanaians, like they're from Ghana. And a lot of times when I'm talking to other people that are my age that are also from Ghana and have parents that are from Ghana, the way that they've brought us up and just like the things that they've instilled in us is really similar. It's the same, right? Just because of their background. And so I find that in STEM, if you have people from different backgrounds, it just adds a different perspective, right? Because the way that I see something based off of where I've come from and my upbringing, it's going to be completely different from the way that you see something based off of your upbringing, right? So yeah, I feel like it's very necessary to have diversity in STEM and even diversity in terms of gender too, male, female, right? I feel like that's also very, very important as well because of course, females think very differently than males, right? So yeah, I find that yeah, we need to do a better job for sure of making
Yes.
them more diverse.
I have not gonna just tell me when like just do their own soil stuff, but I think it's so key because especially like working in tech, right? Silicon Valley is not diverse at all. 5% of the Silicon Valley population consists of minorities. This is us right now. So think about this. Like you are using apps that were not built by people like you. You know what I mean? And we need us building those, big platforms, Facebook, Google. We need not only because of our perspective, but also because of our advocacy. Hey, have we thought about this? How about we involve like people in, like I don't know, African suppliers, Latin American suppliers. There are people, you know what I mean? We need people like us so we can advocate for more diverse, for more diverse in STEM, in tech. It's not diverse right now, and this is why we're doing this. This is why we have this platform so we can, like show uh, that we are trying to make a difference. So yeah, I mean it's important. So
Yeah, honestly, I just to add something too, that's why I love this platform and what you guys are doing. Because honestly, before I got really involved on Instagram, I didn't really think that there was a lot of, or there were many women in engineering or in
yeah,
science, right? Because you don't really see them, and you're just so used to the people that are around you. So just seeing what you guys post on your platforms, it's really encouraging just to see that there's more people out there that are like me, that have the same interests and doing the same things. So yeah, I love it. Keep it up.
Oh, I appreciate that.
thank you. Yeah. So so to and we can ask more questions, but I wanted to ask you, like, and I think you touched a little bit at the beginning, but what was the biggest, I guess, objective? What do you want to like get across by joining this, Women in STEM Wednesday and Women in STEM community overall? So what do you want to be known for, or what's like your biggest reason to do this?
I would say just probably to show diversity in, the field of STEM and specifically chemistry. Again, you don't see a lot of Black female chemists, right? It's very
Right.
rare. And so just to show that, we are out there. There are some of us out there. And
Right.
also just to show that, being a scientist doesn't mean that you look a certain way or you act a certain
Mhm.
way, or you're just interested in science or chemistry, right? Like I have so many other interests too. Chemistry is just a little part of who I am, but there's so much more to who I am. So yeah, just to kind of change the perspective of what a chemist looks like, because it's not the old white man that we always think it is. Anyone could be a chemist. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yay. Good.
Yeah. I love it. Matter of fact, they just had a campaign, not the science type. I don't know if you saw that. It
Love
was like a
it.
film that just came out, and it was like not strike through, like the science type, really
Oh,
showing that the science type is you, right? It isn't who we think it is, right? It isn't someone having to say, am I or am I not a science type? Hey, if you're curious, if you're interested, if you like this kind of work, you want to get into, you want to solve problems, you want to figure it out, then you, my friend, are the science type. And it
exactly.
doesn't matter who you are. And I love that. That's essentially what I got from what you just said, Anna.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Yeah, totally.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, this has been great. Hey, y'all, if you all have enjoyed this, please drop some hearts. Please put some love in the chat. Hey, Jessica, yes, that is a short film that just came out. As a matter of fact, STEMedia has it as our link in our bio. There you go. You can watch it. There you go. Oh, Sandra's beat me to it.
I actually haven't seen that yet.
So go to STEMmedia's link in our bio right now. We're gonna keep it up probably for another couple of days. I think it was produced by 3M. They're sort of the corporation that behind producing this film, but nevertheless, it's really good. So go to STEMedia and click on the link in the bio and watch it. It's pretty short. It's like a half an hour and some change.
Oh, it's a half an hour. I thought it was just that. Okay, I didn't see the whole thing.
No. That was good. I'm glad you showed that because that's like the teaser. So it's like a documentary, so to speak.
I like it.
30 minutes.
I really like that. Yeah, I'm happy that 3M. I didn't even know 3M was doing this, but I'm happy that they're more like, just corporate that are trying to make it right and trying to normalize. And also, like, let's be honest, right? Like, they're trying to normalize this because they are running out of engineers. There's not enough
Hmm.
engineers. We're in a shortage.
Hmm.
Everybody's looking for engineers. So right now, it's everybody's time. If you're watching, go apply
Yes.
for jobs because you're in
Yes.
high demand. Internships,
Yes.
whatever, just go do it because everybody's
Mhm.
looking for it. And there's a reason, and that's what I was also talking about to somebody else. Like, I was like, everybody from your traditional students that are going to be engineers, that's it. Like you tap them out. Like that's it. Like that quota is
Yeah.
met. It's not going to increase. So you might as well
Yeah.
invest in non-traditional students
Hmm.
because we want to stay there. But it's hard for us when we have to work, when we don't have the means to do it, when we come, like 70% of Hispanic students come from bottom half earner families. It is hard, and I know because that I went through that. So yeah, like I mean, everybody go apply because right now it's
Yeah.
your time. So
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
your time.
Mhm.
Yes. 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 Anna, let me ask you some aspirational. I guess we're kind of come to a close, but aspirationally, we talked about, of course, your reason, your calling, your
Mm.
path, and hey, maybe anybody in the chat can answer if you feel led to as well. But what is your future? Like, what type of future? What do you want to accomplish in the future? Right? It could be in chemistry. I know you said you're going to do a postdoc after you graduate.
Yeah.
Like, what do you ultimately want to accomplish in your career? And you're welcome if you're in the chat and you're watching this, put in what you hope to accomplish as well. But leave us with something more aspirational in your mind that you would like to see. I don't know, 5 years, 10 years from now, as you continue this STEM journey.
Yeah, that's a heavy question.
You don't have to give us the whole picture,
Yeah.
but give us a couple of things we can see.
Yeah. So one of the main things that I want to accomplish is I really want to have a career in academia, um,
Okay.
and have a tenure track position for sure. Have my
Hmm.
own research group going. And I really want to have a diverse research group. That's like my main goal, just to have a research group where it's just so diverse, right?
Yeah.
And also to do some really cool chemistry as well. Um, yeah, I would say I'll leave it there.
I love it.
But
I
yeah,
love it.
I definitely want to stay in academia.
Wow,
Got you.
that's
Yeah.
great. We need more good professors and
Yeah.
people
Yes, we
like
do.
you. Yes.
Yes. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Let's see. We got some people, career counselor. See more people like your group. Okay, I love it. We got some people. Being brilliant, the smartest in the room, become the standard and the norm. All right, cool. We got a lot of people responding a little bit. Sandra, I want to hear you answer that. If you don't mind, give us a little bit. Sandra is the brain, the kind of the mastermind behind not just what we're doing here at Womanist on Wednesday. She really sparked this, but really Papaya Tutors. She has an awesome vision, and you hear a little bit here and now and every now and then. But Sandra, in these last couple of months, give us sort of that future vision for you. And I really think, Anna coincides with what you have. But go ahead.
So for us at Papaya, I'll respond as Papaya tutor. So for us
Okay.
at Papaya, we want to see more non-traditional students joining, graduating from STEM careers and joining STEM force at the same rate of traditional students. And that's what we're doing Papaya. I mean, I'm a non-traditional student and I know, that maybe I was lucky, resourceful, yes. But if more people like me had the same opportunities that I have, they could be in corporate, they could be living in a, like skyrise. Like I think that there's so much talent out there, but they don't have the right mentors. They don't have tutors. They give up. They don't see themselves in these careers, right?
Mhm.
And I think that that's why I'm doing Papaya, and I hope that like I'm thankful for all of you who are joining me in this cause. And yes, I hope that we can all together change the world and make it a better place, a more diverse and
Yes.
inclusive. Yeah.
That's so
Yes.
good.
Oh, thank
Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, that's beautiful. Anna, this has been fantastic. You've inspired a lot of people in the chat too. I'm just seeing
Oh,
people
this is
talk
great.
about things they want to achieve. So this has been very, very inspirational. And I'm happy to have been able to chat with you directly because, of course, like I've liked some of your stuff, you've liked some of our
Yeah,
stuff, and I'm
I
like, I've never
know.
had this exchange. Yeah. So this is really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, no, this has been
Yeah.
great. Thank you guys so much. I really enjoyed this conversation. Time went by so fast. Like it seems like we've been talking for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It was a good one. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
happy. Yeah.
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 So thanks so much for having me.
Thank you, everybody. Annie, do you have
Pleasure was ours.
any wise words before we leave?
Any wise words? Oh man, you gonna give me the last word? I'm just honored to be here with you all. Of course, this is Women and Still Wednesday, so this is all about incredible women like yourselves. And I just I'm inspired by you, and I feel like inspiration is such a symbiotic thing, right? Like you inspire, and you're inspired as you're
Yeah.
inspiring, and it's kind of a back and forth exchange. And so this has been nothing short of that. And so I just want to encourage anybody watching this, if you follow Engineering Memes Guy, you like the memes, you like the light that they give, find a way to also shine a light and inspire someone else, whether it's sharing a meme or whether it's starting your own platform like Anna did, or whether it's becoming a tutor or whatever the case may be, like continue to give and you'll receive. And that's really, I feel like this is all about, we lifting each other as we climb. And so there's nothing to be lost by me as a male supporting women. And it's everything to gain supporting this platform. And so I'm honored for this privilege and opportunity just to be on here. So
Thank you. And thank you, everybody. And thank you, Eduardo, for letting us use your platform. Have a
yeah,
good
shout out to Rod
night.
like Wilson. Yeah, have a good one.
Yes, have a good
Bye.
night. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.